with US Classic Muscle Cars, and we're here at the World of Wheels Convention in Rosemont. And right now we're looking at a 1971 Plymouth CUDA, and we have the owner here.
Jessi Matlock.
All right, Jessi. So where are you from?
I'm from Dewey, Oklahoma.
Oh, cool. So tell us about this CUDA. This is beautiful.
Well, this CUDA started off life from being a 71 Barracuda 318 car.
Okay.
I restore a lot of cars. I've done a lot of and I specialize in your e-body restoration, but I wanted to build one bad boy CUDA in my life, you know.
Wow.
And I started off with that car, ended up cutting it completely apart except for the roof and the quarter panels on the car. But all the parts and pieces that I cut off the car, I actually got to use on some other projects and my future projects. And then we ended up starting, when we cut everything off the car, we cut the whole frame and the whole floorboard and everything out from underneath it. And then I created the tube and chassis system, and then created a new floor and then built it from ground up. We ran the exhaust to all the frame rails that comes out to the side of the car over here. And I started off with a setup with them tires right there. I bought them and I wanted to fit the car behind it.
Wow.
And I wanted a car with some of the biggest tires you could put on it. That was just a dream of mine. And then I bought the wheels, and then we started doing the narrowing of the rear end, and we did the suspension. It's got Art Morrison suspension underneath it, the components and stuff like that on our tube and chassis frame. I put a belly pan cover on it that covers all the exhaust work and everything like that. And we put some places where it actually can breathe, so it doesn't just sit there and just start hurting the paint. But I've ran it for a long time, and it hasn't distorted the paint at all.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So how long did it take you to fully restore this?
Well, I started on the car about 5 years ago, and with the plan of making one of the baddest CUDAs on the planet in my eyes. And so that takes a lot of time and a lot of thought behind it. So I thought a lot, and then I worked on while I'm working on other cars, I'm still thinking about this one. 5 years ago I started on this car. I also restored almost 7 cars in that time too as well. That gives me a lot of thinking time of what I want to do with this. Whenever I'm ready to work on the car, I came in and I did what I wanted to do to it in places, and I would work on another car, get my ideas all brought back up to snuff, and then come back and do some more to the car itself. So we started off, like I said, with the tube and chassis. Once that was done, we welded it back to the body, because all these CUDAs are unitized body cars. And then we ended up having to drop the rockers and drop the quarters and fenders over 2 inches, and then the car's actually stretched almost, got about a 5-inch stretch in the front and in the rear of the car.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a little bit longer than the car. We shaved all the drip rails. We flush mounted all the windows. And I mean, just tons of time. I have almost 7,000 hours in the car of work time in it, and that's not including the funds and the money that we put into it.
Oh, I can imagine. I can truly imagine.
We created a one-piece front end. The whole front end comes off the car in one piece.
Yeah, this is really cool.
The inner fenders is all connected to the body. The headlights are made from scratch.
Wow.
And I mean, we really did quite a bit with the car. If it wasn't for like a lot of our people, Ride Tech, help us with the suspension.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure out everything. We did the motor is a 6.1 SRT fully polished motor.
Okay.
And we went through hotwire.com for the wiring system and stuff like that.
Oh, very cool.
Let's say the interior and all that stuff's all custom handmade, all the way down to the seats. We had the mechanisms that made the seat tilt back and forth, but we built everything else, custom dash, custom interior, console, everything like that. VDO supplied us with all the gauges, Budnick supplied us with the steering wheel, and Kicker supplied us with this awesome stereo system in the whole car.
That is so cool. So tell me a little bit about the paint job. Was this the original color? Or?
No, this is a custom mix of my color and what I wanted to set out to do. I wanted to find a red that looked just as good inside as it does outside, and it pops.
It does. And, it really does.
You know, I get so many compliments on it, but it took me days of spray out panels to find this color.
Wow.
And whenever I finally found it, it looked good inside and looked good outside on my eyes. I went with it. And then after that, you know, all 71 CUDAs, their specialty, their main deal, they got a billboard on them, you know, they got the big, huge billboard. Well, I wanted to do something different. I darkened my color, and I actually painted my Hemi billboard on, which it ghosted it in to where, you know, you don't see it. I get a lot of people walk around it 2 or 3 times, and then they finally see it. It just stops them in their tracks.
That is
on this car.
Cool. That is amazing.
But,
I love that.
And the hood, I got to show you the hood.
Definitely.
I got over 200 or so hours in constructing and working on this hood to make this hood work right. It's all push button. It goes up and down on its own. And I'll show
that
you how
is so cool.
And for you know, to make it work, it wasn't too bad a deal. But to make it actually work and sit there and the gaps aligned to perfection, that's where that's where it took a lot of time. Whenever it's shut, you can go through all the gaps, and all the gaps are real tight and real close. And everything, all the way down to the supercharger in the very front. You see the supercharger pulley is only just a smidgen away from the hood too as well, and nothing moves. It's all right where it's supposed to be.
That is so unique. That's like the first time I've ever seen anything like that. I love that. What made you come up with that concept?
Well, I've had hoods open to where open in front of the car, have hoods open to where I've split them and open them both ways.
That's cool.
I've had them open one direction, the other direction. But I want to do something really unique. And Chrysler, back in the day, they had this lift-off hood that you called on your 6-pack cars, where they were all on 4 little posts, and you could show your car that way. And that's what I really liked about that, because whenever the hood's up, it is even with the roof line. Straight even, and it doesn't take away anything like that. So that's what inspired me to build that car. The hood is an AR CUDA hood, and I grafted in 06 SRT Viper grills on the sides, and we had to reconstruct the whole underneath part of the hood to make it all work, and do a lot of build up on it.
Oh, I can imagine, but you did such a great job.
And the motor, like I said, it's a 6.1 SRT motor. And in Magnuson, they got us the supercharger for it. There's a lot of custom one-off pieces and parts you won't never see on a 6.1. That I wanted to make this something real special. That's your jewel. That's your high dollar wedding ring. You know, I wanted to make a piece of jewelry right there, and then you know, to be able to go from there. But it's been one heck of an honor to be able to build a car like this, and for me to build it like it was, and to get the recognition for the last 3 or 4 months. I debuted it at SEMA, and from then on, I mean, I'm just a no-name, and now all the big wigs, all the people, the big builders are so humble and so nice, and they're welcoming me into their family and stuff. And
you deserve
they follow us, and that's what's really, you know, gets me kind of emotional about it and everything. But it's just unreal for what this car's done for me in our life. And the car's called Project Striker. And if you wanted to follow it, you could Google 1971 CUDA Striker, SEMA, or anything. There's like 4 pages of Google on there. You could also friend me on Facebook. I'm Jessi Matlock on Facebook, and pretty soon I'm going to start developing a page just for this, and then I'll start bringing all my visitors to that page called Striker.
That sounds
and then that's what's going to, you know, so I can have a good following that.
Definitely, most definitely.
But Striker, you know, no one ever built a car like this in our area, and there's a lot of good builders in our area, and I wanted to build one of the biggest cars and baddest ones around, and so we pretty much struck first in our area.
Good job.
And what I'm trying to do is I really want the kids of the future to understand, you know, you can build a car like this without having to go coastal and have to have big CNC machines. And if you got work ethic, and if you have a dream and you have drive, and anybody can do it. And that's what I really want to inspire young people to get into the field to do this.
That is so awesome. I love that. I love it.
That's why I call it a Striker car. The Striker Project is what I call it.
Oh, that is so cool.
The motor produces, it's a 6.1 SRT motor, and the original horsepower was 425, but we've done some stuff internally, and we put the supercharger on it, so it's a little less than about 650 horse.
Wow.
And it's just pretty cool. There's a lot of one-off pieces up underneath and up everywhere. Like I said, the Art Morrison suspension underneath it is just the components. We didn't buy a frame where that's what they want. They want to sell you a whole frame. Well, I wanted to build my frame and make it so unique because of the exhaust running through and the belly pan and everything that I wanted to do to the car, that I wanted my creativity here first.
Definitely.
And then, but I I like Art Morrison stuff too as well.
Oh, okay.
So I also had to put some of their stuff on my car.
That's nice.
The front end had a lot of fabrication and work and stuff like that. We grafted the grill right in with the front of the header. The header and everything's been extended about 2 inches.
Okay.
As all the gaps has been seamed and stuff. The valance, normally it's kind of like a happy face where the valance is at. Well, I made it like a sad face so I could put the lower diffuser down.
Oh, okay.
And it just gives it a whole different look and a whole different meaning. Now it's a 71 CUDA. I still try to stay with the true attributes of a CUDA.
Okay.
I had to keep with the grill. That was my main. Well, one main thing: the grill, the headlights. I wanted the factory marker lights on here.
Okay.
And then you got the gills and the fenders, and then the tail lights. And then most importantly, like on the interior, it's all custom made, but you can visualize the original interior on the door panels and stuff like that from an original CUDA to my custom preferred, idea of what I did, my rendition of the interior too as well. So I tried to stay true to a 71 CUDA and give it its props.
That's awesome.
To me, it's one of the most rarest muscle cars on the planet. It's one of the baddest looking muscle cars on the planet.
Definitely.
And it was my dream car, and right now I am living my dream.
Oh, that is so nice. I love this. I love it. That's a great story, and I love what you're trying to do, like in terms of inspiring kids, to work hard and just have that dream and just go for it.
Yeah,
so.
I want to be, whenever I get older, I want to get tapped on the shoulder by somebody that just says, you know what, you inspired me to do something.
Right.
That'll make the whole build and everything pay off.
Oh, definitely.
It's already paid off 20-fold already.
Right, right.
And this is just the beginning. It's only less than 4 months out.
Wow.
And like I said, my whole world as a nobody to a somebody builder has just been wow.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the time y'all came out to take with us too.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting us do the interview, because this is just great. I love it.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, Jessi.
You're very welcome.
All right. Well, check us out on US Classic Muscle Cars and make sure to subscribe.
We will.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.